Hey dudes, welcome to the channel. IRONMACE dropped another couple of updates to Dark and Darker over the past few days, so I wanted to go over all the changes with you guys to keep you clued in to how development is progressing. There's a lot of fixes and balances in this one, and some really good news for everyone who wants to try out the Bard and Warlock. If you enjoy the video, then please consider subscribing to the channel for more Dark and Darker content. So, straight off, we'll start with the good news which I hinted at in my previous video. The Bard and Warlock classes are now free for everyone. There was a bit of backlash towards IRONMACE for charging for classes that were included with their early access release, and they have once again listened to their community. So now, anyone who previously had not unlocked either of these classes will have them unlocked and available to play at zero cost. If you had previously paid bluestone or redstone shards to unlock either of these classes, then IRONMACE plan to reimburse you in a future update. Unfortunately, we don't know when that will be, but the devs are rolling out updates really quickly, so I don't expect you'll have to wait that long. But you will be getting refunded and can spend your shards on some emotes or an orc skin if you'd prefer. Next up is a really long list of fixes and balance changes to several classes, and I'll start with the Bard as they've had quite a few adjustments, and I'm sorry to say that it's an overall nerf to the class. Firstly, the baseline score for the good rating for when a Bard performs a song has been increased, so I think Bards will have to be more consistent with actually playing good music to get good buffs now, rather than just spamming through the songs. The Bard's Shriek of Weakness defense rating reduction rate has also been slightly reduced, alongside the Chorale of Clarity spell recovery has been reduced slightly per tick. So they won't necessarily turn your armor into a wet paper bag as easily, and spellcasters will benefit a little less from spell regen. The Bard's Din of Darkness attribute application factor has been changed from 50%, 50%, 50% to 10, 30, 50. And the same goes for Piercing Shrill, which mirrors the same adjustments. Also, Accelerando has changed from 5, 10, 15 to 5, 8, 11. Their Allegro action speed and spellcast speed per second has been, it's quoted as, increased from 579 to 357. But in reality, I think this means the gains you're getting from Allegro have been reduced. And if Bard wasn't receiving enough kicks into the dirt as it is, the Harmonic Shield armor and spell resistance bonus has changed from 50 down to 40. So that's a buttload of nerfs for the Bard. Pretty substantial when you put it all together. The Bard was super powerful and possibly the best class in the game, so the class needed some nerfs. We'll just have to see how the class plays now and keep IRONMACE informed, because they are definitely listening to the community and making adjustments pretty quickly. So if they've overdone it, then I expect more balance changes will be made soon. I haven't played Bard yet, so I can't fully comment on the balance, but it sounds like the game will play a fair bit differently for all those troubadours out there. If you're a Bard, let me know what you think about these changes. Next up are a few changes to the Wizard and Warlock. The Wizard, since the previous patch, has had a 0.25 second reduction on their spell casting speed, but have also received a reduction for the invisibility spell, which will only grant invisibility for 5 seconds rather than the previous 7 seconds. The Warlock's Curse of Pain and Power of Sacrifice also had their cast times reduced by 0.25 seconds, which was implemented in the previous patch on the 14th. So if you're already playing this class, then you're probably already used to this. A couple of general balance changes see the Iron Shield's functionality improved and several glitches have been fixed. The armor rating curve table has been changed, so if you're naked, then you will take higher damage than before. This is to combat naked runners ditching all of their clothes in favor of move speed, which is still viable, but just know it'll hurt a lot more if you get bopped on the noggin. The interaction speed curve table has also been adjusted, so now clerics can open chests and doors slightly faster than before, rather than taking half a day to check what's in the kitchen cupboards. In the previous patch on the 14th, the Gold Horde, which was accessible on the Inferno map without clearing the boss, has now been removed, so you'll have to work for your money. And finally, for this list of changes, you can now set a frame rate limit for the game's menu. I'm guessing this was running some people's GPUs hotter than it should, or causing small issues. Personally, I hadn't noticed anything, but the changes have been made, so I'm sure it's a quality of life update for some. Finally, I'll go through all of the fixes that have been made, which are usually not all that exciting, but I guarantee some of you get a little frothy at the mouth over this stuff. So, they've fixed an exploit with the rogue's pickpocket. Not sure what this is, but some of you out there might do. Either way, it's fixed. They fixed an issue with crossbows that wouldn't fire properly. This has caught me out a few times, so I'm glad that's been fixed. They fixed an issue that prevented trading post filters from working properly, and also fixed an issue where the giant centipede's attack had too short an attack time, but personally I don't think this was that necessary as the centipede was an easy fight anyway, but if it was a bug, then I guess they wanted to fix it. The devs have fixed an issue where rogues' stealth would sometimes not actually hide. This could account for some previously "I got killed by cheaters" posts that I'd seen on Reddit. Hopefully this is the case, and we'll see if any more pop up. Fixes have been made to the Ghost King, so he shouldn't get stuck anymore and make it easy for him to be cheesed. And for Chaff Games users, they've also fixed an issue where Redstone could not be used when launched with the Chaff Games launcher. And that's your lot. That's everything from the previous 2 patch notes from the 14th and this morning of the 17th of August. Some pretty substantial changes for some players, and others might not even notice a difference to the game at all, depending on your class. Let me know in the comments if you have any thoughts on these patch notes, or think there is anything else that needs changing, or anything I did miss. When we get more updates, I will endeavour to make another video to compile everything for you and hopefully make it easy to digest. If you enjoyed this one, then please consider subscribing and stick the thumb up my bum. It will really help me grow the channel and get more eyes on this video. So that's me for now. Good luck with the dungeon delving, and I'll catch you on the flip-flop. Peace.